the state, most people are saying that Ferris State dominated Division II recruiting, and we've even heard from some that they think we've got the best D2 recruiting class in the nation. So 27 out of the 33 high school players we've got were playoff qualifiers, meaning there's only 6 kids that didn't play in the playoffs in their high school senior year. So that's pretty incredible. When I took this job, we talked about getting winners, and we've got a bunch of kids from winning programs. 1 state title, 1 state runner-up, 1 young man who was on the Junior College National Championship team, 5 guys in the MHSS Michigan High School Football Coach Association All-Star Game, 22 All-Staters, and so we're really excited about our class. Couple thank yous quick. First off, to the coaching staff. I mean, goodness gracious, we've been running. We finished Northern Michigan November 10th on a 2-point conversion and won the game, and we've been running from then until today with very little break. I think we took Christmas off, but I'm just proud of my coaching staff and how hard they worked, and they did a great job. You know, when we took this job, a lot of people talked about a lot of us being high school coaches, and that the recruiting would be different. And if anybody's watching the national news, Hugh Freeze is stealing the show at Ole Miss, and he was a high school coach up until 2004. So not to say we're comparing ourselves to Hugh Freeze, but it can be done with a bunch of guys like us. Missions Department, I want to thank them. Their cooperation has been incredible. Sarah Higley in compliance has been awesome. The athletic department, and then of course the high school coaches across the state, because when I took this job, I did say those connections were going to be paramount for us to be successful. And so, you know, the high school coaches, I think, are trying to help us be successful, because they know ultimately we're going to try to you know, treat the kids with the kind of respect and also push them academically and do all the things they need to do for them to be successful student athletes here at Ferris State. There's, you know, or recruits. There's 3 things you really need to assess. One is, what kind of support system do we have? And I think we got a great support system here. 2 is, what is the basic feeling about Ferris State from the students? Because, you know, you go to a campus and you might have people saying, man, I hate it here. You know, you never hear that at Ferris State. Okay, our students, our players love Ferris State. Okay, so why wouldn't you want to be around, you know, a bunch of people who love where they are? And so that's easy to sell. And the 3rd one is obviously our football program and academic program, and you know, those kind of go in one in regards to what we sell. And we got a great academic program where the kid doesn't know what he wants to do, and you've got 190 majors. A great place to be, and a football program that's on the rise. The first question in regards to identifying, we ran hard. I mean, we went out spring recruiting. We went to, and my assistants can help me, but Eastern Michigan, Western Michigan, Toledo, Illinois, Northwestern, Michigan State, Michigan. I mean, I'm just naming off the top of my head here. Central Michigan. We went to all those one-day camps. I mean, we ran. My staff hates me for what I put them through this summer. And we just met on that the other day. Can we solidify our schedule so you don't kill us this summer? And can we have a couple weeks off? But I did the same thing. You know, I was at a GLIAC meeting in Saginaw on a Thursday, and then on Friday I was in Chicago at 6 a.m. at a you know, one-day combine type thing. So, you know, we ran. We worked hard, and I'm proud of my staff, because they did everything we needed to do to have a great class.
You know, one thing that people always talk about with recruiting classes is positions of need. Can you maybe single out a couple positions that you guys address that you're really happy with?
Yeah, obviously the secondary. I mean, I don't know why, but, you know, it's probably the worst position to coach, because no one's happy with their secondary. The Lions aren't happy with their secondary, and the 49ers aren't happy with their secondary. And the last thing I said in the Superior Dome was, you guys, you defensive backs better play better or else you're going to force me to fire Coach Hodges, and I love Coach Hodges. So I put the pressure on the players. So, but we had to upgrade that, we just needed to have better skill all over the place. So defensive back was one, obviously with the JUCO linebackers and some of the freshman linebackers. Two, we lost two great defensive ends, in Iskow and Morgan, and we've got some good ends. I don't want to single them all out, but obviously Dossie's a guy, and that's well thought of around the nation, and so we're excited to have him. And those are really key positions. We wanted to solidify our defense for the most part. We lost more seniors on defense and offense, and we just wanted to improve that side of the ball.
You mentioned through a lot of these recruiting processes the connections with some of the coaches that you've developed through your time in the high school ranks and things like that. How did that aid in the recruiting process for you guys and really kind of helping get things started?
Well, I tell my staff, you go out there and you develop relationships with the high school coaches, and you treat people right. You communicate. If it's no, tell them no. If a guy's trying to sell you and you can't do anything for the coach or the kid, just say, honestly, we can't do anything in this situation. There's too many guys out there that are in my opinion, they're gaining a bad reputation for the way they recruit and the way they treat recruits. And if they don't get a recruit, they treat them the wrong way. I don't want my guys to do that. So, I had a phone call last night that said, Coach, I'm going to this school, which was a Division I school, and it was a loss. We didn't get the young man, but I texted him back and said, good luck and congratulations on your decision. We need to treat young people with respect, and we need to make sure that those high school coaches know that we're going to be the right kind of people for their players, and we're going to go in there and treat everyone with respect through the recruiting process.
You mentioned the running backs that you brought in. We're pretty happy with those. Did you really kind of sell them on some of the productivity that you guys had on the field last year as a selling point?
Yeah, we rushed for 306 yards a game. I just show statistics to people that can't lie. So I can get on the NCAA website and show them that we were the sixth leading rushing team in the nation. So you can't argue with that. Kids like it. Our quarterback was a big part of those yards, but still we had a lot of guys who had a bunch of yards, and with great balance. And we got to reduce the number of carries our quarterback has, and those running backs got to have more carries. But that comes with a system. We put in a system in 1 year. It was pretty amazing what we were able to achieve with a short period of time in that system.
And then you maybe you touched on this a little bit, but the quarterback position, you brought in, I believe, 3 guys there, and some of the flexibility that you have with those guys.
Yeah, we have 4 of them. I think there's flexibility with all of them. They'll all come in and battle at quarterback, but they're all good enough where they can play somewhere else, and kids figure that out quick. We had a local kid last year who, he wanted to play this side of the ball, and then he's like, why don't I go to the other side of the ball? And I said, that's a good idea. And so, you sort that stuff out. And so we'll sort it out. We wanted to have, at points last year, we were drilling with two quarterbacks. With Taylor Masowitz having his strange injury, we were down to really 3 freshmen, and 2 were true freshmen. 1 was a redshirt freshman. So we needed to just have more guys develop at that position in order for us to have the depth and be able to drill effectively in practice.
And last question: how satisfying is this day for you and your assistants to bring in some of the guys and have people saying some of these things about this class being so highly regarded?
Well, there's a lot of emotions. One, it's over because, wow, what a burden, okay? we've been at this running, and I don't know, I mean, we get our lives back because, we were working at football, and then as soon as football ended, we were rolling all over the place to recruit, and so now it's over. So it's almost like, you jumped a bunch of hurdles, and all of a sudden you get to rest a little bit. I don't know how much we rest, but at least you have that burden. Secondly, we've got a great class, and we sat there by the fax machine today, and we had our lists, and they kept on coming in, and we'd celebrate everyone that was in, and so it's a celebration, but it's really a point of achievement because this staff deserves to have a great achievement, and we're all motivated by being successful. Successful obviously with the scoreboard, but successful with getting the right kind of kid and developing the right kind of program and all those things. And so, every one of these coaches feel they have to have a sense of pride. We can go home tonight and say, wow, we did it, and it's almost to a certain degree, it's like winning a championship. We've got championship players who are going to help us be successful over time, but we have that sense of we just won a championship by getting a group of great players.